us through.
Yeah, so, as soon as everybody has their final scores written down, then I will transfer them to, a scoring sheet that I have here, and then we will discuss that. Yes, if you will put the total score for each person in the upper right corner, and then just pass them down here, and then I'll document them on the scoring sheet, and I'll have somebody check my math just to make sure. And then we'll see where we're at here.
So can you also explain, the final decision process has to come via vote, right?
Yes, yeah,
It's
so-
not just the total score is an
Right, so
automatic
we'll have a
choice.
total score, if that shows a clear front runner, then, we'll discuss that and whether or not we wanna just bring that to a vote. If there is somebody that, someone else feels very strongly about, then we can also have that discussion. So the total score isn't the final decision, right? So it's just kind of a guidance on where the entire board fell.
So it's the fairest way of evaluation. Okay. We are also then going to discuss each of the candidates, correct? As part of our deliberation. I mean, that should be our goal, is for each board member to talk about each of the candidates.
Yeah, we can, sure.
Yeah, I would recommend we do. I'm ready with mine. I'm done with mine. And then I'm gonna use the restroom. Okay. Can we have a non-board member check your math?
Sure.
Thank you.
Each one about one at a time.
I'm gonna take a packet at a time, it doesn't
Okay.
matter what order they're in.
Will you draw them today?
I did. I didn't have the color poly. The powder blue and yellow, whatever ones you get there.
You look good in powder.
Thank you.
I got this extra on my nose somehow.
It is morning. It is morning.
Yeah, I'm a bandit. Maybe I'll
For a minute this weekend. Is he sitting together?
Huh?
With the,
I'm gonna, somebody's gonna check his math because it's around required to have his math checked by a board member.
Did they do that?
Nope.
Yeah, that needs to be done.
Hey, our meeting will end in 10 minutes. I think they're full of shit.
Are they going?
I don't know. Brett, did you say?
Yeah, I told him to write his steroids in and I'm gonna go get some.
I'm recording still. I'll take that out.
Please take that out.
You'll see. Bleep. Yeah, this part will be it's kind of dull right now, so let's see what happens.
Are you gonna come?
Am I? I'm not sure. He's supposed to have somebody else counting. We just asked. Rob asked.
So that is,
I think that's the supervisor's doing those counting, over counting.
Oh, is he the public now?
He said a non-board member.
Yeah, he's just, yeah, true, that's right.
He's not a board member, so.
I do. That doesn't give it
Did he seriously just ask us? He was going to be back again next year. Maybe Matt does math or something. Let's hope he's not that fucking stupid.
We have to cut all this.
No, I'll leave it on there. I will allow my opinion to be heard during this lull. Can I use some breakfast? I'm gonna go to Kickstart when we're done here and get me some food. That sounds yummy. I gotta pick you up at 1 from driver's ed, so hopefully we're done before then. Yes, I have to call that number again today.
Yeah, do it.
It's been on that 10 minutes.
It's been on there longer than 10 minutes, yeah.
okay, so we've totaled up all the those scores, we can go down through and give the, you wanna give the final score? Do you wanna give the final score to the candidate?
Well, do you feel like we should discuss things before we talk about the scores?
Sure. Yeah, we can discuss.
So how would we like to do this? I would propose that we talk about, each one of us talk about every candidate that interviewed today. So go right down the line, we can talk about all 5, like I could talk about how I evaluated all 5, and then we move on, or we could go one at a time, so that we each talk about one candidate, and then we move on to the next. But I feel, well, I mean, we'll talk about all of them, but I'm saying one at a time, or we start where I talk about all 5, then Ned talks about all 5, then Sabrina talks about all 5. Whichever way, I just feel like we owe it to the community and to ourselves as a discussion, how we came to the decisions we did. So,
I just want to go by like the one person who all of us will.
That works?
Yeah, I think that'd be easiest.
Alright. It's up to, I think, board president to decide.
So we can just go right down the row and talk in the order that we interviewed, that's fine.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
So first candidate, Stephanie Dybel. I thought that Stephanie Dybel did a fantastic job. I feel like we would be really fortunate as a district and as a board to have somebody of Stephanie's caliber sit on this board, represent us, or represent an additional board member. She's strong, passionate, has a ton of institutional knowledge, you know, not only from being here as a student, but family working here and then beyond. She has demonstrated character and leadership as evidenced by her answers, also her very impressive resume, and that's amazing. I think one of the things that made Stephanie stand out at the top of my list was that she brings a much needed perspective to our board. You know, Stephanie was the one who brought it to our attention about ADA requirements and where we were lacking, you know, for this space in particular. And I think with that knowledge, her background in, you know, inclusion and inclusivity in an institution, I think she brings a perspective that none of us have right now. So to me, what I was looking for in a quality of a candidate is somebody that could complement what we have already here, you know, on our board. That wasn't just a matching or a parallel, you know, skill set. It was something brand new, because my beliefs is what makes a strong board is having a well-rounded and diverse, you know, number of people that represent. And of all of the candidates today, she represented an area that nobody else did. And so that stands out to me as one of the top qualities in a candidate. Articulate, well-researched, answered questions thoroughly and honestly, didn't leave any doubt where her stance was. So I feel like she, man, Hilda, she's a great person. I commend you, and I still, if she's not, I don't know if she could stick around, thank her for us for coming out and again, educating us.
It's all her.
So I would challenge the rest of you to, you know, be able to emphasize where your decisions came from.
As usual, you've spoken it well. Ross, absolutely. You've covered every aspect that I know of Stephanie. I have a little bit more personal perspective because I was with her as she went through school as a secretary and was there to help her at times. Not many, because she had to be really needy before she ever asked for help. As she continues, that's why she has grown the way she has. And Mom and Dad, we applaud you. You have done an excellent job, above and beyond.
For me, it was, she came readily prepared with every question that we had before we even asked it. She came with 6 amazing actually, what do we have, 6 amazing bullet points that I think are imperative to us moving forward as far as any expansion in education for our children, implementing even still what we have now. She was great. It's really smart. She was great.
Knowing Steph, great detail, and knowing all that she has faced in life, without being teary-eyed. And she,
You can do it.
she sees an obstacle and she overcomes it. She does what she can to get through that. Her fight is, I thought she was everything was well thought out. She has poured her heart into this. She's passionate about her community. She loves the kids, she loves the district. She's devoted, she's dedicated. And that also comes from her parents teaching her that as well. I love how organized she is. But she wants to see her district and her community flourish.
If I may, real quick, so the audience, if you don't know, what she handed us is this when she came up. So I'll just quickly read off what it says. So this is, developing leaders and learners, and the top priorities that she's seen. So student safety and overall well-being, foster and develop educational excellence, global competency, literacy and post-K-12 readiness, increased hands-on and experiential learning, that's a huge part in modern education, experiential learning, family and staff partnership, and community engagement. I mean, that's a solid priority list.
Yes, definitely. I don't know Stephanie. Some of the first interaction that I had with Stephanie was when she sent an email to the board, and Rob alluded to it when she challenged the ADA compliance or the ability for her to use some of the facilities if we had to use the gymnasium for a meeting. That I really appreciated that perspective, because that really made me understand that, we have the facility of the Fine Arts Center that we needed to use for that upcoming meeting, and so I took that guidance from her, and that's one reason why we had the motion at the beginning of the meeting last time to approve the location change. I also took from her the feedback on, hey, if you could think about it when you ask for, just simple things, like when you ask for somebody to stand for the pledge, you please remember that not everybody can. So if you would just include that in your request. So Stephanie is very thoughtful, is what really strikes me. She put this information together, and she is, even though she sent this email that had some criticism in it wasn't harsh. It was very, very thoughtful and respectful, and I did appreciate that. And one thing that really impresses me about Stephanie, I mean, I'm not even sure how old Stephanie is, but she definitely comes across, I think, as older than she actually is in the way that she communicates and her thoughtfulness. Yes, her resume is extremely impressive. For me, as we went through here, I